Have you ever felt like a waste of space, an utter failure? Are you down in the dumps? And I mean, are you properly in the doldrums? I don't have a solution for you, Cutter. There might not be one. If anything, it's probably pointless to even try to pick yourself up. But I have some fresh beatnik troll beats to go along with your state of mind. Fencer brothers Morvun and Phineas have just released their new mimir titled Bleaker Than Ever. You might have heard them perform at the gatehouse waiting in line without consent, or caught them on stage behind the audience at the Weary Ed. Here's an extract of Dabis and Detritus for you.
And it's the refuse, where dreams decay. The air is thick with rot. The skies are gray.
Phineas is a graduate of the infamous School of Vivid Unpleasantness and masters the Pandemonium Howler Flute and the Ash Method Drum, while Morvun is a professed self-taught genius of the rhyming word. Bleaker Than Ever is a profound opus on humanoid despair, envy, sadness, and need to love. With a total of 12 tracks like Smells Like Troll Spirit, Whole Black Sun, Interward Love Song, and Wicked Sewers, of which we have an extract.
And anti-pink, great rats with minds arrive. Their eyes gleam bright, they twist the minds they find.
These guys are good, don't you think? Get your copy now at your closest sound mimir shop.
Baba! Ah, Baba, my friend! Tell me, who is the most clever between a mimic and a rogue? I'd say it's the emptiest of the two. You see, if the mimic hasn't eaten in a while, it's in its best interest to be as convincing a mimic to trick the rogue. As for the rogue, if his purse is light enough, he has more chance to be on his best pog and notice the fob. I wonder how this showdown is going to play out, as in this case, the mimics are also rogues with empty pockets.
If I use my racial to like hide in a puddle as like a rock and roll high on stealth,
yeah,
I could be pretty close to the entrance, or at least where the water. Well, if I could ping right now, where there is water and not attract too much attention. Ideally, if we could use that to an advantage that we might want to try and make.
That'd be cool.
Is this like an outdoor table for the?
There is a table, yes, outside
for the flop house?
tavern. Yeah.
I would say we should, if there's not a bunch of people sitting there already, a couple of us could just sit there.
If they see us, they don't know that we're after their shit until we're after their shit. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I like that idea. And I could pretend to be a broken toy somewhere, just like junk. But so I like the two of you, since you guys are as regular humanoid as humanoid could be, people who would actually be hanging and drinking. Like, I wouldn't be. Like, it makes no sense that I would be there. So, and then Inkton and I could be pretending to be inanimate objects. Just, like, I can remain perfectly still, literally as a racial. So,
Yeah, I like the idea of like buddying up, like Salik and Agrat over by the tables, and then Inkton and Kindred together as inanimate objects. That way, like, I first rule, don't split the party. But if we're going to break that rule, we might as minimize it.
Yeah, I like the this because, I have more sight lines. I'm closer to the exit as well. I have coverage. Well, I don't have a total great cover, actually, but I have coverage of being able to cover others, too. So.
Okay. So if you would position your characters where you will be while waiting for them to come and pick up their package. You guys just arrive an hour before, and it takes a little bit of time before you decide like what you are going to do. But once you're settled in, it's calm for a good while. And it is not before a second after anti-peak that anything happens. It is really just at the time that was scheduled that anything starts to move for the pickup time. The only information that you have about the copper badgers is that they wear a copper mask in front of their face. And the only indication that anything starts to happen is when you hear the first person who would start to hear that something is happening is actually Inkton, who hears some movement coming down from the sewer. She hears some water moving about, some footsteps, and not too long after that everyone can hear it. And then there is someone that removes the grate that was put back in its position, and then you guys can see 5 figures making their way inside the small area in the ditch.
Attack!
Not 20 of them. There you go, Matt.
5 hill giants.
Yep, I was waiting on that. Oh, God.
There are 5 humanoids, all of medium size, wearing robes and wearing copper colored masks. And when they see Agrat and Salik drink, they don't really pause. They look your way, but they don't say anything or pause really. They just take a quick glance. And then they move further in the space. They don't put a second glance towards the broken toy, and they don't notice the ooze in the puddle. And they start looking about. They first make their way towards the back of where the food vendor was set up earlier in the day. The person who seems their leader is the figure dressed in black and copper. They make their way towards the back and they start looking for something. They don't seem to find anything and they seem very puzzled. And the others, they kind of encircled and they look around at the same time, like making sure that no one's really looking at them or anything like that. The leader just kind of scratches their head, seem to make the sign of like, I don't know, I don't see. And they exchange a few words, but they're whispering amongst themselves. They don't talk loud at all. And then they start moving about the area as if they're looking for something. It seems that where they thought they were going for the drop is not where they were expecting it to be. So they're just gonna start shuffling about the area looking.
Can I hear anything that they're muttering as they like pass by the toy?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Alrighty. 9.
Okay.
I will accept not knowing what they're muttering.
I feel like I'm a little too obvious to try to pay attention to them. Like if they're already watching for people watching for them.
I need to hide my eyes because I can put them in the back of my head and pop out of the puddle, but it would be very obvious that I'm not a puddle if I did that.
We can hear now.
You can hear though, like
Yes, I can
the
hear.
only you can perceive in other ways.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining almost like the fucking SpongeBob-esque like snail eye stalks just like coming up out of a puddle to look around.
You're just kind of flat out there. You can listen. So if you want to try and perceive, you may.
Yes,
And
let's give it
so,
a shot.
Sam, were you also trying to perceive?
Yeah, I think
They don't know that I'm there.
That doesn't mean that you cannot roll even if there's a natural 20, Sam.
They just happen to have a conversation right in front of the puddle.
Yeah. They keep looking at different barrels, they move about, they were shuffling boxes, and so you happen to hear their conversation, Inkton. You hear part of it, which is,
I don't see the symbol anywhere. We cannot pick up the package if the symbol is not in position. How? What happened to it?
Was it displaced? I was pretty sure it was supposed to be by the stall.
they're looking for the symbol.
The hand. They're looking for the hand. The little owl kid stole it.
So they're just really turning everything, they're moving everything about, and they're looking for a symbol.
Do you still have it on you?
Yes, I do.
Is it in your little bender compartment? Bender chest compartment?
They find me, they pick it up. They think I'm the package. That'd be great.
Can I transfer my sanity to O11 and express that to the guys?
Sanity?
Your
awareness?
My awareness, thank you.
Yeah.
I could not think of the word. Yeah, can I transfer my awareness to O11 to express that to Agrat and Salik without being too obvious?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm just gonna have you roll stealth from
O11.
Oh, here we go.
I'm facing that direction. If I see oil 11 perking up, can I attempt to distract the nearest copper badger by making him think that he's hearing something, someone saying something from the other side?
Absolutely.
With telepathy?
Yes, absolutely.
Normal roll, yes. That's weird. I need to turn toggle on.
Oh my god.
Comes and goes.
It's been a while since we've had a nat 1.
From where O11 is, like she can't see very well. Even if you transfer your awareness, it's not your senses. So you start walking and you walk straight into a pile of refuse, and it makes a god-awful noise, and there's a bunch of stuff that just kind of spill about.
I'm gonna do my most accurate cat impression and run back away.
Coincidentally, the thing that Salik was going to try to do was make the guy think that he was hearing from the other direction someone saying, "The fuck is that?" But coincidentally, the noise happens and Salik looks up down the alleyway like, "What the fuck was that?" What was that?
Okay, let's roll a performance check.
Oh, for O11.
For O11, and then deception check from Salik.
Do it, guys. I believe in you.
Okay.
Wonderfully average.
Okay, so they're, now they look back at the table, and their sight lingers a little bit. They don't say anything, but they have spotted you now.
They can spot me all they want. I'm also confused at what the fuck that noise was down that alleyway.
So they continue their search for now, but they keep an eye out definitely down the alleyway, and
And I'm the only one who doesn't know what they're looking for.
No.
Well, I didn't get to express that to them with
No, you didn't.
So I didn't actually get to even do what I wanted to do with my fucking familiar.
So they continue to do their search, getting closer and closer to Kindred, who has the hand.
I have the hand. Just pick me up. The chosen one.
I wonder if there's any way that I can get to Kindred.
Step in you.
Yeah, they'll step all over the space, looking. They're looking.
They're just like, God, look at all this metal in here. Maybe it's somewhere in here.
Yeah, and they're like,
Why would they change the drop point? It doesn't make any sense.
they're very confused at this point, like getting a bit angry and everything.
Then if this, I want to get out of this alley, can I have Oilevin go around and try and... Did he see the... or did Inkton see what the kid looked like that had the little hand?
No, only... It was only...
Only Kindred?
Kindred, yeah.
Okay.
At this point, there is this Kindred. You see this copper badger is crouching, and his attention is on you.
What is this? Is it supposed to be a toy?
And he's going through your stuff and your coat.
Why is it wearing a coat?
I don't know if you guys are doing anything. I'm about to do something. You guys doing anything?
His hand is going into the pocket where the hand is.
Because I'm pretending to be a toy, and I know animated toys don't really exist, but I'm gonna make it sound like some gears turn. You know, it's like clockwork exists. So like as he picks me up, like my arm will just kind of like kick downwards, like as if something activated for a second. I don't spring to life, but like I just like say to the person here,
"There's a snake in my boot."
You know what? Fine. I animate for a second. It's like, you've got a friend in me. Like as I say that, and it's kind of like warped and weirded, like as if I'm supposed to say something else, but the words I actually say after that, it's like, and the hand can be found to the north. And I will cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
Like, if I can get them in the alley, we could ambush the fuck out of them.
What's your race called again?
I'm an auto gnome.
This is not the auto gnome you were looking for.
I know. I was going to do that, but I want to get them somewhere specific. I want to see if this works.
Oof, okay.
I never know if that oof is going to go in our favor or not.
No, it's a failure.
Aha!
Nice.
Okay.
So, for some reason, he thinks that the hand is to the north.
He was about to put his hand where the hand was. He stops and he's like,
Oh! Seems like I misremembered. It's supposed to be to the north.
Because it said so.
He looks at the others, and the others are like, what? He turns and he's gonna go that way. He starts heading that way, but one of the four, he's a bit more suspicious.
What, they're not still carrying Kindred?
No, they're not carrying it. They never really picked it up. He just kind of crouched and had a look at him.
Ah, okay.
One of them is going to just give a kick to the thing. Like they were like, what the fuck is this? This one next to you gives you a kick.
It's not very nice.
He's suspicious, so he's gonna stay there.
Okay. Guys, I might need a little help here. I'm delayed. Oh, yeah.
Going next to you guys, he's going to the north. He's not putting more. The other ones are going to kind of fan out, kind of looking about, just looking at their stats here, like trying to see how they would react.
I'm wondering how my team's gonna. What are you guys gonna do? We need to do something.
We haven't gotten any signal yet.
He's entirely, one of them spread out. He's entirely convinced, and until he finds it, he's just going to keep looking to the north for 8 hours.
Well, they're not going to go away until they find something.
He starts looking, and the other ones are like...
Any traces over there? A hint?
No, still nothing.
Are they speaking that loudly? Because I would, if they're right next to me, I would just be like, I'm gonna pretend to be a drunk and just be like, what are you looking for? Yelling about shit while we're trying to drink.
You can still drink, sir. It's not your concern. We're just looking for a package.
Sir.
Making it my concern, I can give you a package.
That came out wrong. And then Agrat's gonna like put her forehead to the table.
The one in the red robes, a bit more concerned. He's gonna go deeper into the alleyway, just trying to keep it down a little bit so that he doesn't want any trouble with you guys. So,
he's gonna get it anyways.
Yeah. But he's trying. So they keep looking together.
I mean, now is a good time to ambush them when they're split up a bit.
Salik has gotten no information, so he's not doing anything yet.
Inkton doing anything?
I think scaring them off is the best play here, or at least knocking them mostly unconscious. Yeah, okay. So, I might as well let's just fucking go with it. Because I'm going to cast a large reduce, then I'm going to become a giant toad.
Yeah, so bonus action there. So action, bonus action, you are huge.
A huge toad. The puddle weirdly starts to get bigger and bigger and darker and darker, and the metal bits start to kind of branch out, and you see not like webbed feet, but like claws come down as the puddle gets vertically larger and larger and larger, and then the eyes separate and like pop up, and it's not like a frog, it's more like a giant rounded ooze with a gaping maw.
Suddenly mighty impressive.
Yeah, very. the guy that's like right next to you is like,
what the fuck is that?
And let's roll for initiative. Okay, Agrat, you're the first one to act.
Yep. First thing I am gonna do, because I'm squishy, is I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself. Because that takes a whole action and I don't want to be in the middle of everything and not have armor.
I cast hide under the table.
So Agrat is going to essentially open her clawed hand, and with that you see a small Sephiroth appear over her fingers, and she then extends her arm out, then brings it to her chest, and you see the Sephiroth, it doesn't burn itself onto her clothes, but it imprints itself, and you can see the golden color of her magic sort of like etching out over her body and then fading.
Ooh, love it.
It's not visible once you get through the spell, but it sinks onto her form. So Mage Arbor is an abjuration spell. Sorry, Arcane Ward is the thing I wanted to use.
You're an abjuration wizard. I didn't even catch that.
I'm an abjuration wizard.
I fucking love that class.
So I now have an extra 7. I can't prepare an action, so I have to pass.
Then it's going to be one of the Copper Badger's turn. So you see the one with the dark blood red shift. It's their turn. They have this shift with suspended on the front. It's kind of little, it almost looked like minted pieces, like copper pieces. And as they move, it makes the sound almost like a chainmail would do, or more like a scale mail actually. And he has a spear and a shield at the back, so he quickly takes his shield out and the spear when he realizes that his friend calls out in horror as there's a giant ooze toad materializes next to it, and that Agrat gets ready for combat, and he calls out to his leader.
Chief, there's trouble coming.
He is going to attack the toad, the giant toad. So he's going to move 25 feet towards the south, and he is going to launch his spear. That is a hit. It's going to be 6 piercing. And he takes, he has more than 1 spear, so he takes another one, ready to launch another one at another time. And then we have a lighter individual, lighter red color base. They have a quiver and a bow, so they're going to use their long bow to also attack the giant toad. That is going to hit, so that's 9 piercing, and then they prepare a second arrow.
This boy's got 2 attacks, so no.
I want to reflavor. I'm not a giant toad. I'm a giant sponge.
And
No,
that's the second arrow is going to hit you for 7 piercing, and then she is going to get the fuck out of here. That's it for their turn. Sally.
All right. He only moved into my threat range. He didn't move out of it.
No, he doesn't know you're a threat yet.
Oh, poor idiot. He's about to have a really bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am just gonna rage immediately. And then we're gonna stab him in the back.
Okay, so you shank him with your rapier from the back, and he seems surprised. And he sees how foul of a character you are. He cries in surprise.
How rude.
My sensibilities.
How rude.
Foul.
So rude.
My
All right,
sensibilities.
anything else on your turn?
My kidneys.
Nope, that is my bonus action and action. And I do not need to move.
It's going to be the turn of the fellow in blue. He's the smallest of the bunch. He takes out a very strange looking staff, and honestly this looks like a slapdash invention.
Oh.
And I'm gonna roll to see what it does.
Artificer with elixir.
Elixir, I hardly know her.
That's a good one.
That is actually a really good one.
That's a fun one.
His staff has a bunch of things like attached to it. Out of it, he takes a clay pot and he's gonna throw it on to Inkton. And on impact, there is a green slime that explodes and hits.
So you're literally fighting fire with fire now? I see how it is.
Yeah.
You're just making her stronger.
Kaiju battle, but with slime?
Kaiju. It's a kaiju battle.
It's a kaiju battle.
Since the slime comes in contact with you directly because you're being hit with it, you're gonna take 1d10 acid damage.
I am resistant to acid and poison damage, though.
Alright. So you're gonna take 1 acid damage. I've already reduced it. And you see, so the area is going to be covered in slime, but it's not an actual creature that is added to the combat. It's just the area is
Slimy. So that's a poisonous terrain, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's acid, yeah. Kindred, it is your turn.
I don't think my suggestion really matters anymore. I kind of sit up, and then all of a sudden I just punch myself in the head, my head springs up, and I cast Ruffle Maul on him, which is Hideous Laughter, on blue guy.
Okay, so that was a 15 minus 2.
Yes, it is! So he falls prone, just Ruffle Mauling everywhere.
He starts laughing!
Alright, so he is laughing his butt off, and so I spend half my movement to stand up, but I'm still pretending to be a toy. I'm just kind of animating haphazardly. Yeah, I'll just kind of scoot sideways, just as a robot. I'll just be spouting off random things of teamwork makes the dream work, and I will inspire Inkton.
Yeah.
So you got an inspiration there.
Yeah.
As I
Inkton.
All right, let's go ahead and swallow somebody.
Yeah, you have.
Alright, what's the actual ruling? Do I have to bite first, then swallow? Because they have to already be grappled in order for me to swallow?
Yes, and I think it's on a consequent turn that you can swallow. Usually it's not on the same turn.
Yeah, the toad makes one bite attack against a medium or taller creature. It is grappling with the attack. Yeah, so it's a separate attack that I can choose, but the criteria is they have to already be grappled. So I will go ahead and bite the thing next to me to attack. 15 plus 4 is 19.
Oh, that's a miss though.
Really?
It is.
I can use my inspiration, right? It's d20. So this gives me a plus d6.
Plus 1d6 right now, and then once you do that, they'll have to make a Constitution saving throw to try and not take more damage from my super awesome thing.
Okay, well then it's a 24.
Okay, alright, yeah, I mean, yes, that hits.
That was an attack, so roll your damage, and then medium, that dude's gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw because there's gonna be a little tiny boom from my inspiration.
Con save. 10 for the con save.
Fail, so it takes 5 sonic or thunder damage.
Okay, so it takes 5 thunder damage on top of my first d10 for the piercing, plus 2 is 9 piercing, plus d10 for poison, so this is 8 poison.
Jesus.
And then the target is grappled unless he can beat a 13.
No, that's 13 to get out of it. It's an auto grapple.
Oh, it's an auto grapple. Great. Okay, cool.
Oh shit, okay, you guys really hurt this guy like really bad, so he's
Let's hope so.
He's bloodied and grappled. Okay. So tell me, what does it look like when you...
So Inkton is going to just kind of... The mouth is already open. It's really just her leaning forward slowly, and then the guy's like, wait, oh god! And Inkton falls on him. And it's a louder boom than you'd expect for us just kind of, or her face just landing on the ground. It's extra cacophonous, which does damage because it's a sounding board in her mouth. The oily drips is venom, poisonous damage, and then the metal spikes form around the maw and chink together to grapple him together for the technically 12, 13 total piercing damage. Inkton takes a step to the side to avoid the puddle.
I used to be a puddle. I don't need this.
Whilst she is encased him, it's translucent enough where he's still visible, very, very easily visible through this large creature, because she has not swallowed him yet. She's just taken a bite out of him, or taken a bite and he is trapped in the mouth.
So it is that orange-clad shortman dude that's currently grappled turn. So suddenly, as you are grabbing him in your maw, you sense that he's also becoming bigger and bigger in your mouth.
No. It's gonna break
It's the battle of the
kaiju battle.
He becomes large in your mouth, and part of him that was inside
breaks the grapple.
No, grapple's still there.
He was completely engulfed, and so his butt starts poking out, and he gains traction with his feet, and he pushes you back. No, that does not break a grapple. There is no movement.
No, it's just this. I can't swallow him unless he's medium or smaller.
Yeah. So your tongue is still around him, but he's not completely engulfed now. So, but you still manage to grapple him. He takes his war pick out of his belt, and he's going to try to hit you with it. He's very angry that you put it in your mouth. How dare you! So that's 11 damage.
Okay. Glad I healed.
That's it for his turn. And then we have the leader of the pack. Boss shuffles back down the hallway, and he yells in a yapping voice, very high-pitched, and he says,
"Where is the hand sign?"
Give a very, very high pitch. I need you guys to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so you guys will take half damage, which is 11 thunder damage. And then he goes right up your face, and you see out of his black vestment comes out a hand that is not quite the hand of a regular humanoid. It has hair all over. He's going to try and scratch at you once. A grat, 19 to hit. Yeah.
Let me take a look at something, because it might be worth my time to waste that spell slot.
No, it's not a waste. Shield is never a waste. It's always
Plus,
great.
it refills your ward, too.
Reward.
It's like
That's
double
true.
dipping into how awesome that spell already
Shield
is.
is awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna fucking do it. Oh no, you've convinced me.
You see the hand scratch thoroughly at the shield, but does not hurt you. Back to the top of the round.
It me. So you got nice and close. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to use one of my lovely little bonus action spells and use Dragon's Breath, because fuck you, that's why. I'm going to do poison. And they must make a dex saving throw. A grot to cast this spell holds her hand up, and almost like you're gonna blow a bubble, she connects her index finger and thumb and breathes through it, almost like blowing out a birthday candle. But then as it goes through the Sephiroth, because one seems to layer after another, it expands the breath and then turns it poison and flings it towards intended target.
Creature in front of you, pretty quick. As you blow into his face, he moves to the side. So we move on to Badger with the blood red uniform. He turns towards Salik with his spear, and he's gonna try to stab you once. Oh, I think that's going to be a miss with a 10. But then he's going to try to shield bash you. Ooh, 18 misses. Okay.
Hot damn.
It's going to be the archer's turn. The archer that stealthily moves up the ladder and onto the sewer drain. She rolls a 25 to hide, which very easily is over your passive perception. So her first shot will be done at advantage. Against Kindred. 10 piercing damage, plus her sneak attack, plus 4. I need you to make that con save. 7.
Or this is built for success, and I'll bump it by 2.
Putting some fortune point to pass.
Try and keep that up. But like the arrow just like crashes through it, and only small fortune is I was already broken there, so that part just took weight off of me. Like all of a sudden, like a gear just goes flying off, gets stuck to the wall where the arrow went through.
And her second shot will miss. Salik.
Yeah, this guy.
In the blood red vestments.
Yeah, right in front of me here. I think he's been stabbed enough, and he couldn't even hit me. I kind of feel bad for him. So instead, I'm gonna go stand over here.
Okay, you're walking there?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, he's gonna try and use his reaction.
Yeah,
He'll try.
You can try.
Let's try.
He missed once, he'll miss again.
He'll miss again.
This is the new guy.
That one.
This is the intern.
I'm gonna stab this guy in the back instead. This
There you
seems
go.
like a better strategy.
I like
Okay,
that.
the leader. Okay, so yeah, and you've got advantage as well.
I have advantage, do I?
Yeah, you do?
I'm not a martial class.
No, but he is.
Gains.
But I would get sneak attack here, right?
Yes, you would.
Yeah, 17 damage.
And then as a bonus action, the tentacle attack you gave me, is it an attack roll or is
It's
it
an
a...
attack roll. Yeah,
Okay.
it's an attack roll.
Cool.
Do I have advantage on this one? Because he's flanked.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so he's grappled.
Nice.
Yes, he is. So you, so describe to me what the what's happening here.
I sidestep over next to him, and then I just like step in close and just slide the rapier right into him, get a good little stab, and then the tentacles will just sort of like wrap around him to hold him close.
Weird.
What are you doing? What? You don't know who you're messing with.
I am messing with a couple of badger.
You have someone who's laughing their ass off. It's a wisdom, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, no, they're still laughing.
This is so funny, my god. Alright, so you guys are having all the fun in the world, it seems like. Currently concentrating on that, so what I will do... Okay, the arrow blasts through me. The damage is catastrophic, but like for me, I'm already kind of in that state anyways. So as I walk forward, I look over, and like my legs stay facing forward, but then my torso rotates, and then my head finally rotates too, and the eyes just turn like angular red, like you will be destroyed, kind of thing like that. And I'm gonna cast the off switch, which is blindness, deafness on her.
Okay, so a Constitution saving throw. Okay, that's a 15.
She saves, so it doesn't do anything. What, is there anything behind me that I can like wedge myself into?
Yes, let's say that you could go back 5 feet, and that could give you cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta wedge myself in the corner, just like, I don't like her. She's no fun. But as I'm doing so, I will inspire Inkton again. This time, like, there's like a bubble, like a digitized bubble that pops up in you, and it's just ready to pop and sprout wherever you need it to.
All right, Inkton.
So this guy is grappled.
Yes, he
It
is.
is right in front of me. He's not medium though, so I can't swallow.
But you are also yourself enlarged, so you can eat one level higher.
I am one larger, so he technically
you
would
are
be swallowable.
one size larger than the large toad. You are huge now.
Yes.
So you can eat one size larger than what the text says.
So you are letting that rule apply.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then great. Then I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to swallow. I still need to hit 12. So my bite does not hit. I will drag him into the acid, I guess. So yeah, he's doing a really good job preventing me from crushing him any further. So I'm not doing any additional damage to him, but instead I'll just roll over. I'll do a gator spin and roll him over into the acid that was placed down earlier.
Excellent.
And his tootsies are going to start singeing.
He's going to start his turn into the acid. So do you want to roll the acid damage, which is 1d10?
6.
He is going through... Yeah, he'll continue to attack. 8 to it. Will not hit, so his turn is completely wasted.
Yay. Tit for tat.
It's the boss's turn, who's grappled by Selig right now. He says...
I don't know who sent you, but if you continue like this, you won't get anything. You don't have the proper information. Stop this.
She is going to try and escape the grapple.
Contested roll, yeah?
Yeah, it's athletics for you. You don't have a choice.
Okay.
I have 21.
I have 23.
He's pretty wriggly, but you maintain your grasp on him.
Strong tentacles.
He's pretty light, so he's almost completely up on you, but his head is stuck in your tentacles, and he's like,
Let me go.
with a shrill pitch.
Once you catch them, it's like they're barbed wire. You just don't let go. You gotta get those tattoos, bro.
No.
Fine. Okay, so we're at the top of the round, starting with Agrat, who is concentrating on a breath.
Indeed. I do have a 15-foot range, so I can just blah. I am attacking the individual in the crimson red cloak.
He is aware that you're targeting him. He's gonna raise his shield. That's going to be a 19 to save.
He takes half damage, and I rolled a 6 in total.
Oh,
little
that's
sizzly.
sad. Yeah.
That kind of day.
Acid splatters on his shield, and that takes most of the brunt. That's 3 acid damage there. Alright, it is their turn. They're gonna go and help their friend that's now in the acid. And so they're gonna step close to Giant Toad. They're gonna make one spear attack, and not one.
He is not part of the Kaigu fight. He's the normal, basic humans trapped in between the Kaigus.
He's that one police officer who tries to decide to shoot at Godzilla. There's always
like
that one dude in a movie. Yeah.
Okay. So he approaches and he slips on the muck that's on the floor, and while he's off balance, he hits himself with the spear on the head and is going to be stunned for 1 round.
Rookie!
Yeah.
He's awesome. So he won't be using his second attack. Okay, now we have the archer up on the sewer top.
Ah, fuck.
Oh yes.
Someone needs to stop her.
Well, Kindred just kind of rolled back into the
in the crevice.
in the crevice there. So she will step higher up on top, so she gets a better line of sight, and she will shoot at Agrat. Okay, so her first shot hits the table next to you and starts to dissolve in the acid that's covered in it, but she gets a second shot. That is not too bad. 8 piercing.
Perfect, and that brings my arcane ward down to 3.
So it doesn't even hit you. The arrow just stops at the Sephiroth.
Cracks the Sephiroth a bit.
Just the layers of the Sephiroth slow it down. It just clatters to the ground once it's lost momentum.
Oh.
Now this time she is going to use her Misty Step to disappear into the shadows. Alright, so that was her turn. Salik?
Because the most recent thing this guy had said was he had yelled at us to stop, and that we don't know where things are. We like there's things we don't know, and we're making a mistake. And so I'm gonna yell back at him. What is it that you think that we do not know? And cast Detect Thoughts.
Very good. So the first thing that he's thinking about is a piece of metal that you have seen that is in the shape of a hand, and he's thinking about a bunch of parcels. His mind is very all over the place. He's scared and very confused right now.
What's to be scared of?
How big did the parcels look to my to his thoughts?
You don't get the sense that he really knows. He just has a thought of packages.
Okay.
So they're just as SOL as we are.
But mainly, he's thinking about the little hanger that you saw. This is mainly what he's thinking about. He's looking for it, and he's thinking, I have to go get it. It's to the north.
Okay.
This is the surface thought. You can try and probe deeper, but this person is thinking about a couple of things right now. He's confused, so you get confusing thoughts. He's also very afraid for his friend that's currently half dead in the acid.
Okay. Can I, as part of this casting the spell, can I force him to do a wisdom save?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah.
That's a 15 and 11. So yeah, he saves. So now he knows you probed though, once you push inside his mind. But he's also still very...
He's very tentacled, so the probing still continues, even though he's saved.
There's not really anything else I can do with that, so...
No. Once he senses you're probing into his mind, which he's not surprised because you're freaking illiterate.
Racism.
Wow. He's like,
Leave my thoughts alone, you creepy freak! Who sent you?
You'll never find what it is you're looking for. You might as well help us, and then you will live.
Let him stew on that a little bit. All right, we have the
Turn him
dude
into
who's
stew.
laughing on the floor. Yeah, so he can't do anything but save, so he might as well try. Yeah, no, I don't think
Still
so.
laughing? Oh, you fool! You foolish fool!
All right, okay, so Kindred.
Midram, I have a question. So I'm a creation bard, and I can create a lot of wild and wacky things. If I create a smoke bomb, can that smoke bomb be primed already?
So the smoke bomb is a clay bomb.
Yeah.
So you want it you want to summon it like broken?
Well, it's
Is
already
that what
cracked
you...
and being exposed to oxygen, which causes it to flood the area with smoke. Because my intent is to create a smoke screen because I fucking hate the archer and I can't see her. I want to make it hard for her to see us. And I can do it I can summon it up to 30 feet away from me. So I'm just trying to see if I can do that.
I'm gonna say no, but if you summon it into the air, it's gonna break when it falls.
Oh, I have an idea. So it has to be on a surface that can support it, but it doesn't say that it has to be on a flat surface. So if I summon it on this thing that is like on this like barrier that's like angled upwards, it'll just roll down, like fall here and crack and right?
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
All right. And the smoke bomb fills 20-foot radius? 20-foot area?
Yes, it's a 20-foot radius.
It has to be up to 30 feet, so I gotta get a little closer. And like, I'll like pop out and like my hand is stuck and I'm like stretching it out like it's on a freaking spring until finally it snaps. My arm goes flying forward, and as it does, like various particles in the air just kind of form up, just like building itself like little Lincoln logs and Legos. And as it does, it like finally lands there, and it's like a little bobblehead doll. It's a smoke bomb with a bobblehead on top, and just kind of like rattles and rattles and rattles and starts shaking its way down until it finally falls over. So it's, like basically the bobblehead finally rolls off, cracks, and lands perfectly on its head, springs upwards like the spring, and then this smoke that fills the area, but it's like bubblegum scented smoke. It's like childlike. It's it's like you went to the dentist's office, that really awkward bubblegum, not the great, awesome kind. It's that kind of weird, sterile, clean kind. Because I'm trying to cleanse the area too. I'm going to dip out because I realized I was a bit too far. And then I'm going to run back over here because I have no idea where the fuck she is. Because that was an ability, not a spell. I'm going to use my fucking Misty Step. And this one, I explode into parts, like gears and stuff go flying everywhere. And then it's like, and finally I bamf all the way over here. I've still got like 10 more feet of movement. So I'm going to dive into these crates.
Inkton.
If I transform again into another creature that is of similar size, that also has a grapple component to its attacks, can I maintain my current grapple, or will I lose if I transform?
Ooh, good question.
Because right now what I want to do is, since I only have 8 HP left on the toad, I want to transform into the constrictor, which has the grapple. Obviously, nothing mechanically will change for the grapple as of now, but the continuation will not include the swallow. It will only add a bite.
Yes, you're able to maintain the grapple.
Awesome. Inkton is pulling this large humanoid into the acid, and he is reacting, but he's struggling really, really well against the maw. So the maw loosens momentarily as Inkton's size redoubles, and going from huge to gargantuan.
Okay, so because you're gargantuan, you can share the space with normal sized creature.
The maw is not letting go of him, it's just reforming into
a distended jaw.
Holy
fuck.
And I'm going from giant toad to giant constrictor snake, which gives me way more health. And I'm going for the constrict 24 to hit.
Woo! At some point we barely see him in your coils, and you just go and he explodes in bits. Like, this is a huge overkill to how much HP was left. And the dude who's currently being grappled by Salik, he's like, Leon, no! He's completely traumatized. Like, oh my god!
Oh no,
like,
not Leon.
There's nothing left of Leon.
Salik in the same moment will like psychically think like, oh shit, it is like into the guy's brain.
Yeah.
I just want to point out too what's going on in Inkton's head. She's kind of a meek character. She just hadn't fought something that had redoubled its size, so she just decided to do the same. Did not mean to squish him like a grape.
She's like, oh, you can do this too? Let's go hard.
You hear a...
Snake tries to talk, does not have speech. But the leader is like, stop! Stop! Please! Stop!
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh no.
And he's trying to pull Salik off of his head. He's like, Leon! The other dude on his team is laughing his ass off. The other one's stunned. One of them is currently not seen.
Yeah, she just runs the fuck away.
I'm not sure what you want, but it's not worth this. It's not worth this. Please, let's stop. Stop.
Insight check. Insight check that shit. How legit scared is he? I can't tell. Natural one.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh man, he's scared for his life, and he just saw his, what you believe is probably a childhood friend, like, die horribly.
Hey, that's why I call it Kai Goo. He's goo everywhere now.
He really does not want to continue the fight.
Yeah. He's very dead. Let's calm down, everyone. It's time out. She's gonna make the like T sign with her hands, and then some like weird hand symbols to mimic T's in other languages. Just time out. Just pause. Everybody relax.
That is a universal timeout. Everyone must desist. All bloodshed.
11 is gonna run around the corner and pull Kindred kind of back and point at the thing that he's got.
Whoa,
be like, kind of like,
it?
keep away from everybody, because Inkton's kind of not able to communicate right now.
So you're pulling me
she
back?
was totally forgot about. Yeah, I'm trying to pull you back around the corner, but like,
it's okay. Oil, get off me. Hold on.
Within that 6 second or so, the dude in red regains, like, he's not stunned, like, forever. He's like,
hey, hold on. We still need to talk about all of this.
Well, of course. Conversation is perfect way to mediate through tragedy. I look at the goo.
11, her as a small 11 will be like, no, get away, and she'll like growl at you, and then Inkton will lower her quote-unquote face in front of the dude with the shield and actually growl at him.
He'll take a few steps back, but yeah, like there's a moment of tension that's like, why
are you attacking us? We were just here to deliver a thing.
Yeah. Is the leader still grappled? Like, what's happening there?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just kind of looking at him and I'm like, so, you want to tell us what it is that you're going to do with the thing? Or do I have to, like, keep probing into your brain? Because it gets less comfy.
Want to tell me why you suddenly attacked us?
No.
We're the good guys, right?
I seem to recall the first swing was you guys. She just got big.
I am confused. Who is interrogating who here? I feel like the question is what, like, you are the ones here to pick up and or transport contraband. We are just here to acquire it for ourselves.
So, you're basically bandits.
And you're basically smugglers.
Good to know the fundamental.
No, we are couriers.
And we're simply deliverymen.
Now I got terminology out of the way, I might, if you was official, let's see your documents. Eh?
He starts cackling and he says,
Alright, mate. You don't even know what you're tipping your toes in.
I don't even have toes. I have foot cups, thank you very much, and balls. I could dip my balls in things.
Please never say that again.
Yeah, phrasing.
The bearings.
You know what? Please never bare your balls. It's rude.
I can't help what I do. They technically dip in everything.
Bar that kin.
I'm gonna hop up onto the table that's like mostly falling apart from all the acid that's sprayed all over it. So, I think we're at an impasse that we need to surmount. I think you should answer Salik here.
You want to steal a package we don't even have right now.
Yes.
And you cannot get the package without us.
Is that true?
Oh yes, entirely true, my dear.
Never call me darling. Salik, feel free to eat them.
Conveniently, we do have you. So, like...
I mean our collaboration. That's why I wanted to stop this. But you seem to think you'll get a resolution through violence. I assure you, you can't.
If you were actually interested in working together or talking about it, you would have spent more time trying to do that instead of attacking us.
Okay, sorry, there was a giant toad that suddenly appeared. We defended ourselves. The giant ooze toad does not scream, let's collaborate.
How about this? Let's get past that part. And actually, I mean, if you want to work together, what do you think that you could offer us? Besides, I look over at the goo, that.
Perhaps a way to the merchandise?
Alright, so what do you know? But so how would this item or package or whatnot lead you to what you need?
That's the whole point.
What does it do?
That's where we bargain. If I tell you, there's no guarantee that I get out of this alive.
Not telling us guarantees you don't.
You don't get it. If you kill me, you won't even get to the package.
Seems like the only option where you live and we even have a chance of getting our package means that you talk to us a little bit.
So, we are on the same page. First, let my two friends go.
I'm not holding them.
Are you guys agreeing with his terms?
We have no reason to keep them, do we?
Nah, but we don't have to let him go.
Correct.
No, that's we just literally wanted to keep one so that they can give us info. That's all we need. We didn't want to draw any blood.
But you guys literally started the fight. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
And we ended it, so full circle.
Who attacked
I don't
first?
know about who was threatening who. I just turned large.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Once it's agreed that his two friends can go, they skedaddle, and he says,
Can you release your grip on my head?
On his head? Sure.
yeah.
The rest of them, no.
You're constricted by him or you're constricted by that.
I'm guessing you guys have the plan?
One of us.
Yes.
That's the portal key.
You see Agrat's eyes go wide.
Ah, so the portal key going to somewhere. Where's it going?
Nah, this portal isn't going anywhere per se. It's more like a cupboard that can be opened on both sides if you have the two keys. Not all portals are the same. How long have you been in the cage?
I look over at Agrat.
Depending on what's needed, some portals go to like smaller pocket dimensions rather than going fully to other dimensions.
We would kind of understand this being in this realm, right?
Well, it depends. You guys haven't explored portals that much, so maybe not. No.
I thought Agrat was like pro bono on portals.
Well, she just told you.
Yeah, so what we need, like a keyword to open it up, and then the hand will have whatever was in the portal in it.
So someone can put something in the portal, and then the other hand receives.
Like when you put a coin on those little banks, and you press the button, and a cat steals the coin and puts it into the...
Sure, exactly. That's exactly how it works.
So you get it now? You need my hand to get the package.
Like your actual hand.
No, not my literal hand, you idiot. My end of the sequence. You need to activate the fucking portal. The tin emblem isn't enough, otherwise it would be open all the time.
I love this guy's sass because I also know it's Miriam's sass at us.
I'm just gonna lean in. I'm just gonna lean in really close to this guy and say, "Your time is running out very quickly."
Okay, sorry, you're all so in the dark about what's going on, but we need to have a business proposal before we move on.
I have given you a business
Your
proposal.
life
You
for the
clearly do not
package?
care about life.
You're terrible at business. I am willing to die here so you get nothing. 30-70.
2080. How about that?
I like that.
That's more than reasonable.
I'll have fire up my ass. Okay, sure.
There were 5 of you originally. You're coming back with a 5th of the product. It makes sense.
Poor Liam. How am I going to explain this to his wife? There isn't even a corpse to bring back. Okay. The plague. Set it up on the pile of the bridge. The middle one.
I will begrudgingly let him go at this point.
I'm doing a quick perception check to see if I can find Rogue Lady around here. Cool. I'll take a 15.
15.
You don't see anything.
Okay. I spent an inordinate amount of time looking.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, so
I will place it there. I'm not gonna leave it, but I'll place it there and I'll look at it.
He shows you where to put it, the plate, like where to hang it, and you do so.
Okay, stand back, because sometimes the packages explode outwards.
I was just gonna say, can we get him positioned on the map correctly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we can reposition ourselves too.
Ready to pounce.
About standing 10 feet away from the pile. Yeah, so you're standing right next to him. And so he extends one palm. And you notice he hasn't removed his mask or anything, but his hand that's extended, as I've described before, it's not exactly a humanoid hand. It looks more like a small animal hand, more like a raccoon hand, or a squirrel hand, or maybe a badger, but more like a raccoon hand if a raccoon was medium sized. So he extends a hand and he's going to say in abyssal, for those who can understand abyssal. Abyssal sounds like yapping and growling sounds, but what he says is,
"It is the hour where the hand receives. Give me what I need to do the deed."
And so you see the portal opens and comes out. It's actually 4 packages, and they're, I'd say, like a bit bigger than shoe boxes, like big mountain boots shoe boxes, and they're all wrapped very tightly. 4 of them shoot out, so he wasn't lying when he said stand back. So 4 boxes just shoot out, and they land at his feet. So he looks at everyone and he says,
"There you go. Can't activate it without the phrase, the Blake, and on schedule time."
Fascinating.
An Asbaya?
Yep. Guess we're gonna have to settle it on 75-25, eh?
On it out.
Uh-huh.
I will put my hand out to shake his, the same reaching with a hand so that he should reach out with the same one he used to open the portal. Is there any kind of ring or anything in his hand?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna deck him in the face as hard as I can.
As Salic Thimble's fist connected with Guimacha's face, the Tanuki realized he had overplayed his hand. Used to tricking his way out of bad situations, tonight was turning out to be a gigantic fiasco. Faced with a cutter who seemed impervious to his flavor of bosh, he was whipsawed, a swole illithid. It was pretty obvious a punch was in the cards, yet he still tried to appeal to reason. That's a lie. Guimacha's greedy and prideful. The ditch run is easy, steady jink. A bit hot in the sewers when the cranium rats are on the move, and the only reason he needs a full team with him on those nights. He yaps big, but he knows little. He's really just a courier. Be there on time, get the bundle, bring it where it needs to go, jink score. Easy. Then how come his childhood friend is soup now? Why is his head being whipped back with such force he's seeing fairy lights? What our chaotic fey trickster friend is about to learn, dear listener, is that in the great cage greed and pride are certainly good motivator in life, but grit and a certain desperation tend to end on top.
As I do that, I'm holding his hand still, so I'm pulling him in, and I'm just like, those don't split evenly.
All right, yeah. Okay, so you deck him in the face,
and then I'll bonus action grapple him with my tentacles.
Okay, so he's grappled. We go into initiative again, or
if he wants to, I'm just gonna, as soon as I am grappled again, I'm gonna say you guys should pick that up.
I mean, I can take. They're the size of shoeboxes, so I can take all of them. Oh wait, who has the? Didn't we get a nice bag?
Giant snake, that's me. With a strength
I mean,
of 19.
I can just fly away. They're the size of shoeboxes.
Yeah, the thing is, they're kind of they're cumbersome, so it's like you cannot just take them and start running. That was the whole purpose of this thing, because they're heavy.
I carry a few as a giant constrictor.
Could you swallow them?
Yeah, you could just swallow them, technically, with my... What I'm trying to do right now is to get all 4 of them out of his ability to grab and run. I don't care if he leaves. I just want to be like, okay, if you want the trunks, they are now in the giant blob monster that already killed somebody in your party. You no longer have any leverage, so you either leave or fight 4 of us that are surrounding you. I have another hour or 3 of this form. I can sit here all night as a giant snake until he leaves, and then we can figure out, we can just each take a box at the end of the conflict and just walk home.
As you kind of catch him and grapple him again, he's like,
I should have fucking known.
Should have held up your deal.
It was just a suggestion. I don't want to die here. Just take the packages and let me go.
Please pick up the packages.
So I thought the snack did.
Oh, they've been swallowed.
Okay. Then I will let him go. I don't care. What does he do?
Okay.
as soon as he's left to his own devices, he'll
bolt.
Yeah, he bolts.
All right, where did they leave through?
They didn't leave by the sewers.
Oh, cool.
Okay, then fuck yeah, let's go to the sewers. Oh, I was just gonna go over to here, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to clean up all the blood and gibs, because children play here. And then I'm also gonna try and sift. I'm not gonna touch the acid, but just try and distribute it.
I mean, like the bones and stuff, it doesn't make them disappear.
No, the bones
They're
are
there.
Yeah, bones I'll just throw in the alley somewhere.
Throw them in the sewer.
I mean, I'll take
Good
them.
old alley bones.
Oh yeah, fine. I'll feed him to Oil 11. Oh, Inkton. Sorry, I'll feed him to Inkton.
Yeah, don't feed him to Oil 11.
Why not? She needs some bones in her.
Because Oil 11, then she'll become an entity, and I don't want her to be an entity yet.
They grow up so fast.
She becomes an independent
you
creature.
can't feed them after midnight.
It's not. Oh yeah, it is after midnight, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically like I don't know how much time I have. Obviously, it's gonna take a bit, but I'll clean up as much as I can because once again, kids play here. And then the bones I'll feed to Inkton. Sure, I don't fucking care. There's no CSI here, so who cares? As I'm cleaning up, like little tiny like army soldiers. They're not green. They're not plastic, but they're like little like wooden soldiers. Just like are like sweeping it up and like shoveling it away and stuff, and it just kind of vaporizes into nothing. I'm looking down. It's like this could have been a whole lot worse, but boy, does it still feel pretty bad. It's mostly I'm just imagining the kids playing here. Like it sucks that guy died, but it's more like.
So Oil 11 will walk into Inkton as Inkton slowly reforms into her regular size. The packages, 3 of the 4 packages will fall out of her, and then she reforms back into her regular size with the other package on her shoulder.
I will stack the 3 on top of each other and pick them up.
And I'll close the gate behind us.
And I'll scout ahead.
I mean, the portal did not stay open. It just and then it.
Oh no, I was talking about the sewer grate.
Is that something we can utilize now, though?
Oh, we should definitely take that with us too, though.
Yeah, the portal thing. Can we utilize that?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Agrat wants it so bad.
I don't care if we can utilize it, but screw their salvage or their courier operation.
Also, Agrat can learn a shit ton about portals.
Agrat wants it.
Yeah, study that for 48 hours. That'd be cool.
Okay, so we're going through the sewers.
Where are we going to go, though? Because we shouldn't go straight back home.
No, we're going to Fells.
Yeah, we're going to turn them in.
Remember?
We're going to Fells?
Yeah.
Alright, so you show up at Fell Statue at about 3 after anti-peak. Fell Statue is closed.
You said that it's falling apart. There's a spot that's literally just open that we could go into.
Yes.
And I'm sure I've done this a few times before, so we'll just go in there. It's like, and again, respectfully, we're not clopping around and stuff like that, and I know he has like a back part of the shop, there's a front and a back, but we'll just mill about in the front first while we catch our bearings and see if we're being followed. Because no one's gonna mess with Fel. He's still a Dabus. So like, if they try to fuck with him, they're screwed. Even though he's not, they don't know that he's not one of the dabuses. So I'm confident he'll be fine.
Oh, what?
The dabuses are creatures that only exist in Sigil, and their only purpose is to repair and create the city, and they work under the Lady of Pain.
So you don't fuck with them.
They don't talk, they only communicate through rebuses. But Fel is a bit different. He was cast out, but he's the only dabus that walks and does not float. And he does not work for the city anymore. He has his own tattoo shop.
He has his own name that actually other people know. Because all the other dabus are just, to us, dabus. We don't know any specifics, so. But anyways, he's awesome. Fel's my fave.
They all look the same, so they all...
Except they're all floating. For him, you see his feeties. That's the only difference.
Yeah, and you see them working around the city, and they construct or deconstruct part of the city, and they build new streets, new buildings. And so the fact that your city block is being taken care of by a private company is a bit strange too, because usually it's the Davis's work.
Oh, but now, like, I'll sit on top of one of the boxes, my feet dangling off of it and stuff like that. How long do you think we should wait here before we start maneuvering again through the town?
2 minutes.
I can do that?
Maybe more than that. Just a suggestion.
What do you think? Daybreak just before, or?
Well, I think we should wait at least an hour or two, but I've never really committed a crime like this.
No, remember, we did not commit crime. They were also criminals, which means that we didn't commit crime.
Literally, that's definition 101.
If a murderer murders another murderer, it's still murder.
That's actually called justice.
Well, that was Inkton. That wasn't you.
Yeah.
You didn't even hit the guy.
Yeah, you just defended yourself and you puked a couple of times on people. But that happens when you drink a lot.
It was an accident. If it's an accident, it's not a crime, right?
Well, that's called manslaughter. Which I feel is a bit sexist, but yeah. And speciest.
Yeah, why is everything around humans?
I mean, I still can... Got enough juice to... Like, if we're worried about hiding it, I can make, like, a covered wagon. Make it look like we're vendors or something like that to transport these through town.
I mean, that is not a bad idea. However, we can get it safely.
Or I could make a fairly large organ and we put it inside the inner workings, and that's even more hidden. No one would ever expect as we roll that through town. Just don't try and play any keys, it'll sound terrible. Probably the wagon. Might be the better.
Let's just do the
I
wagon.
think the wagon. Yeah.
But, so you think that will work best? Okay, so once I get this cart going, we just go right to the delivery, or do you want to, like, meander through town?
I would like to go right to delivery. I do have a day job, you know.
This is true. We all technically do.
Okay, so you guys are waiting how long? A couple of hours before moving? Is that the idea?
I'd say 1 hour.
1 hour before sunrise?
I think that makes sense, an hour before sunrise.
Because that's usually a lot of vendors would start, getting early to their locations.
You guys think there's a sunrise here? No.
Sorry, I meant 1 hour before the shopkeep would come. During that time, we'll probably want to, clean the shop so that it's some kind of thanks for him for letting us use this as a safe house. But yeah, we don't want to be here when he gets here, as show of thanks as well. If anything, he'll think, oh, vandals broke in and cleaned the shop.
And it's like, that was Kindred, wasn't it? I'd say that's solid. And then, like I said, it'll last for 2 hours, which I think is enough time for us to get through town to where we need to be.
During the time that you guys wait, you keep an ear out, but you don't hear anything special. There's nothing that attracts your attention besides the regular noise of the hive. And then the idea is that you go and proceed to the gatehouse.
That's like an hour before when a lot of the morning people start moving around, yeah. Because then, you said there's no nighttime, daytime, so This would be like before the morning action kicks in, the morning rush. And the cart I make, it's gonna be this like rickety little thing with like one wheel that's a little too large. It doesn't make noise, but it just kind of like a little unsteady. On it, it shows like a caricature person with a mop, and then the mop is kind of flopped over them like it's a wig, and it says top choice cleaning solutions, but there's a question mark afterwards. Who knows what that is? And then I'm gonna prestidigitate, make it really stinky. Like weird chemicals for cleaning, but also the stuff that you would clean with chemicals. So no one will really want to actually deal with us. But it looks like we're getting back from a job or something. Because I found that apparently people don't like stinky things.
You guys accompany this thing across the Zatfam trestle where you were under not too long ago. The harmonium is patrolling on the bridge, and they give you a stink eye because and you make it to the gatehouse without any interruption, and you have the 4 packages.
And we made some friends along the way.
That's the real prize.
We made some of them dead too.
Just one.
Poor Leon.
Made...
Do I have to roll sanity for this? Is this going to scar me for future campaigns?
I just like how they always conveniently have a wife or some other family member that actually cares about them.
Convenient.
So convenient.
Yeah, I think you should make a sanity saving throw for squishing a person to death very gruesomely.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, it takes 7 hours for it to set in, and finally you're like, oh shit, I'm an asshole.
Finally I realized,
no, you're
like, that midnight snack came at a cost.
I mean, you did want the bones inside you.
I decided that I want her to be a bleeding heart, but she's also going to have lizard folk-esque brevity about anything. It's like, well, he's dead, might as well use his carcass.
Yeah, it was momentary, like, yay, I feel bad about that, but we gotta keep living our lives.
It was gruesome, but you're okay with it.
I like it.
Okay. So you guys bring your little smelly cart all the way to the gatehouse.
So I'll just like dump the cart somewhere until it goes bamf.
Leaving it in the back alley.
It's like everything explodes.
With the package under each of your arm, you show up to Dr. Pavel's office. He seems pretty tired. He probably just got there. And he's going over a pile of notes. And he seems pretty into his own head when you guys arrive.
We did it.
Yeah, present to him. And you know what? Not a lick of word throughout any of the straits. No one knows a thing. If I could wink at you, I would. Wink.
Oh, right, that was tonight. How did it go?
Wonderful.
Someone got gibleted.
As far as I can tell, it's none of you guys. Good job.
Poor Leon, rest in pieces. Anyhow, we got all the packages and only mostly none the wiser.
I can never really tell if you're joking or you're implying something, Salik, but
well, the harmonium doesn't know anything.
Okay, that's very good. That's very, very good. Good, excellent. Okay, good. That's good.
The copper badgers may have noticed.
If we stole from them, it was an outcome that was very possible.
Isn't that just part of the natural ecosystem of this place anyways? Steal from you, steal from you, steal from them. We just all steal from everyone. That's commerce.
Do you think they can trace it back to the Bleak Cabal?
So far, no.
No.
We checked. No one's been following us, so...
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah, and they were like... They ran. They did not want to deal with us at all, so... I have my hands on my hips, all proud.
He finally smiles a little bit, like he has this huge load off of his mind, and he's like, "Okay, well, show me what the package is, what you got. Were you able to get everything? You think?"
Everything, 100%, not 80%, not 85%, not 75%, 100%.
There was debate over numbers.
But you managed to get everything.
Oh, yes. The debate ended in our favor.
Yeah, I'll be able to pay you. That's even better. Let me have a look.
Perfect.
Wait, we're getting paid?
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Thought it was just owing us a favor.
Wait, you were doing this for nothing?
That's why I didn't immediately jump to murder.
What's the matter?
But I wasn't going to stop anybody else.
I mean, you're doing this for false identity papers, yes, but if you manage to do this in a neat manner, I would be able to also pay you.
Oh, I thought you said meat. Yes.
Both can be true. How neat did you need it? Because there is a...
It was Nate. What are you talking about, Egret?
No link back to the harmonium and no link back to the bout.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Good.
Yeah.
He kind of decides not to ask more questions, and he takes one of the packages. he takes
Smart
one
man.
scalpel and he starts slicing into one of the packages.
I'm like looking over, like it's a presence on Yuletide Day, whatever the heck they have in D&D. And it's like, oh, what is it? I just gotta know. There's so much effort for this, so much build.
Wait, you actually care what it is we stole?
Well, of course. I've been wanting to see what's in those all the time. Went through a lot of effort to get these. We gotta be rewarded.
You just did it for the crime?
No, I did it to get rewarded. We're getting something out of this. I don't care what it was.
Fair.
He finishes opening one of the packages and he opens up the box. And it's a bunch of little packets, and they're what he said they were supposed to be. So they're ingredients, contraband. So just very rare, or possibly not very ethically sourced ingredients to various.
These are not conflict free. Okay.
So he checks a couple of them. So you can make a quick medicine check if you wish to try and identify some of what is in there.
Sure. 6.
You see.
It's perfect for everything.
You're not super knowledgeable in those things, but you do see. You do see a couple of hearts in there, beating hearts.
Oh.
You do see fingers and scales, eyes. These are
materials.
Body parts.
Just the occasional body part that someone might need. Someone of upstanding value is. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We might have enough to build a new Leon out with all these.
I mean, he's going to be a little mismatched, but...
How many arts do you have? Can we build a person out of arts? Just like arts and eyeballs?
He closed the boxes and, again, this is all Osh. You've never seen any of this. Now,
nope, never seen boxes full of body parts ever. Nope, never.
He says, very good. Everything seems to be good. He doesn't open the other packages. He just opens one, to check if everything's seems to be okay. He just takes all over the boxes. He stacks them to the side, and he says, "Okay, again, like I said, this is kind of part 1 for payments towards your identity paper. I will know more for the rest at a later date. I know these things at the last moment, like the mission last night. But I can give you a couple of things as for payments. As for right now, I have these." And he opens a drawer. He has a little pouch. He opens it up and he has garnets worth about 50 gold pieces each, and he has one for each of you. So he says, "Gems for me are the easiest way to pay you. So I have one for each of you, and I have little alchemy potions that I can offer you as well that can come in handy for you. So I have 4 to offer you, and you can pick 2 that you can go home with. So I'll describe them.
Do you have any love potions?
Love potions? No, I'm afraid that is not my specialty.
It's like, I love you. I need to use your own potions against you.
Yeah, Agrat hears Inkton say, "Are there any love potions?" And immediately just like an eyebrow creeps up the forehead, and there's a little tilt of the head of like,
I mean, that's like the number one thing in the brothel. No love potions. Like right there.
Right.
Bout's just like, hey, you carrying love potions? I could smell them on you.
That'd actually be a really cool idea.
You have 4 choices of alchemist specialties, and you can choose 2 out of the 4. First one is a potion that can give you advantage on tactile sensitivity, so it gives you advantage on investigation, perception, or thief's tool, so anything that is tactile, for 10 minutes. And then you have a potion that basically it's a powder that's called phantom dust, and you can blow it in the face of someone. You can blind someone, and it will last for 2d4 minutes if they fail the check. The check is a con save of 15.
Holy crap! Wow,
that's pocket sand.
Phantom dust. But it's a pass or fail there, and it lasts for the whole duration. Yeah. Then you have Tanglefoot. Basically, it's a vial of goo that you can throw at someone, and it gives a restraint condition, or the area becomes an area that can give a restraint condition.
Like a glue bolo.
DC is 12, and then you have...
How romantic. I wonder where his inspiration was drawn from this.
It's definitely a hit.
Okay, the dust of sneezing and choking. So basically you can throw it in the air, and each creature that needs to breathe within 30 feet of you must succeed a DC 13 Constitution save or become unable to breathe while sneezing uncontrollably. A creature affected in this is incapacitated and suffocating. But there is a save.
Wow. I like dusts.
That one.
Yeah, the dusts are way better. That one could neutralize a lot of people, but like spellcasters especially. I can't speak or think.
I feel like the one that gives us, what was it? Was it advantage on tactile, or was it just a bonus?
It's advantage.
I would say, again, yeah, Salik, you want that potion? That's perfect for you or Agret, like 100%. And what was the DC on the incapacitate again?
You mean the dust of sneezing and choking? It's a con save of 15, and it's a save ends.
Topical.
And it's as long as they are conscious.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's the strongest one by a pretty sizable margin, at least combat-wise.
The blind does last for a long time, but they both, when we would need to, incapacitates is better in general. Plus the sneezing is hilarious. So I want that one. Let's do that one. 100% that one. I say that one.
Okay, so 1 dust of sneezing and choking.
And then the first one you described with the tactile sensory.
Chancel, like this. And 1 dust of sneezing and choking. So this is your reward with 1 garnet each, worth 50 gold piece.
Awesome.
Yay!
Wow. Glad we 100%ed that. So, well, thank you very much. It's most appreciated. So, just let us know when you need us next, and I guess we'll just keep on working towards our own endeavors.
All right, yeah. Please keep our dealings tightly under wraps.
For sure. But now I say we should get some rest. It's been a long night.
You can count on us, don't worry. We won't tell anybody.
How close are you when you say that to him? It feels like you're like right there next to his ear.
It's the least trustworthy thing I've ever heard you say.
Don't worry.
You guys want to just mosey back? Hang out in the digs, rest
Take
for
a
a while?
long rest.
I have to go to fucking work.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's time for work, so...
So Sonic stays because
just
he's
sleep
at
in it.
work
If you guys
right
want to
now.
go look, I'm gonna shut down.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
not going anywhere. You guys can do whatever you want.
You should sound like you should call in sick.
I don't think it'll let you do that.
I can't do that, of course.
I don't think that's how it works. The boss
But
is
that's
right
always
there.
an option with people who can actually get sick, right? That's like something you should really use.
Kindred, we're in the same room as my boss while we're having this conversation.
Well, exactly. You just turn around and say, I'm sick, and then you walk home.
He looks perfectly fine to me.
I'm just gonna open a window and toss Kindred out of it. Just shut the window.
I should probably go back to see how the paperwork got filled out.
You just have to walk to the other aisle.
So everyone has an excuse except for Kid to go back to work.
Yeah, alright, so let's say that all of you have to pull a long day at work after staying up all night. So...
Not me.
Sounds about right.
Exhaustion for
Exhaustion for
everyone! My favorite.
I'm choosing not to go to work.
Except for
Luckily,
Kid.
this thing that's happening isn't for a few days, right? It's not like we're like a day out.
Totally not. It's the game where everyone gets to go home every night. And this completes the end of episode 5, Door 1, Couriers and Deliverymen, and the end of our first story arc, Door 1. I'm sorry for the 2 months hiatus I had to take. I was very sick in the past few months and I could not do it as much as I wanted to. But I am finally on the mend. As always, thank you for listening. I am a bit behind on my DM logs, but I invite you to check out our TikTok page and YouTube to learn more about Planescape and Mobius. Here's our mandatory reminder that we have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page if you want to support us. The links are in the notes. Thank you and see you next month.